What's up, traders? So today we're going to look at one of my trading strategies that pretty much work in every type of market condition. And then on top of that, we will, of course, look at a potential trade. Now, if you're new to the channel, my name is Rashad. I am a full-time options trader, and I get the bulk of my income from trading options in the stock market. But before we begin, go ahead and do me a huge favor. Go ahead and smash that like button. I don't care which finger you use, but go ahead and press it. That just helps push the video out to more people. And do remember that I am not a financial advisor, and this is not financial advice, nor is it a recommendation to buy, sell, or hold any equities or options contracts. But of course, we always start with a word from God that has to do with money, wealth building, or business. And this one comes from Proverbs 13:11, and it says, "Dishonest money dwindles away, but whoever gathers money little by little makes it grow." All right, so we don't need to make a killing off of one trade. We don't need to try to hit the jackpot. We just need to consistently and reliably put on winning trades time and time again. And over time, it will help us build true wealth. And speaking of people who are absolutely building true wealth, I have to shout out members of the Trade to Freedom community. First off, we have Brett, who says, "Rashad, just in the month so far," and we can see he made $4,246. Shout out to you, Brett. Then Keisha says, "I am stoked. My largest profit was this month at $1,818 from a small account." And Keisha joined the community with just a little over $2,000. So pulling in $1,800 in a month from a $2,000 account, Keisha may have one of the largest rate of returns in the entire community. So shout out to you, Keisha. Ryan says $4,227 for my biggest month yet. And Ryan has consistently been printing money ever since he joined, so shout out to you. And Steven says made just a touch over $18,000 across 4 accounts for October. So Steven, congrats on the gains. And it's around that mark that you start thinking, do I really want to go into work today? But I love it. Everybody is trading to freedom, quite literally. And if you would like to join Trade to Freedom, the link is below in the description. You'll get to see my trades, get access to the course, ask me questions at any given time, and you'll be within a community of other traders who all have the exact same goal. And so if that sounds good to you, then come join us. The link is below in the description. But with that, let's get down to business. Now, the market is having a bit of a red day today, down 1.18% as we speak. And the reason we are down is quite interesting. And so if we look at this article here, it says December S&P 500 E-mini futures are down 1%, and December NASDAQ 100 E-mini futures are down 1.3% this morning as quarterly results from AI bellwether Palantir failed to impress investors, and Wall Street executives cautioned about a potential correction due to sky-high valuations. And to me, this is just silly. And the reason I say it's silly is because Palantir has been overpriced for a very long time. Actually, it's probably been overpriced ever since it started trading on the stock market. Like, quite literally, if we look at this chart here, it says Palantir's valuation stands out among S&P 500 stocks. And so we can see Palantir's forward price to sales ratio way up here. And then pretty much everybody else in the S&P 500 is way down here. So Palantir, at worst case scenario, is valued at least 3 to 4 times what any other S&P 500 company is valued at this moment. And this isn't something that is new. Palantir has been overvalued for a very long time. Now, Palantir lovers, please do not beat me up. Please do not jump me. I come in peace. All I'm saying is I absolutely love the company, and they are growing their financials at a pretty nice rate. And they even showed that yesterday by beating expectations. However, their results were not good enough for most investors because at these valuations, you need to just do better. You need to do more and more. And at the price that they are priced at right now, you have to do extraordinary numbers, or otherwise investors will sell off your stock. And so it seems very irrational to me that the whole market is selling off because of their earnings, when clearly it's been well overpriced for years now, and it did not take yesterday's earnings for you to be able to see that. But when we are having times like this, when either the market looks like it will consolidate for a while or maybe even go down, I love to do a specific strategy on a specific stock. And that strategy is either short strangles or iron condors. Now, the objective of a short strangle is to generate income and profit from the stock price staying within a specific price range. And here is an example of a short strangle. Let's assume that Apple was trading around $175, that we could come over here and we could sell a $165 put and then sell a $185 call. And let's say for this example, about 30 days out, and we received about $400 for putting on this trade. Well, as long as the stock price stayed within that range of 165 to 185, then you just make your money and you go about your day. However, if it would go too far on the outside of either of those ranges, so well below 165 or well above 185, 45, then it would become a losing trade. All right. However, there are things that you should look at prior to placing any trade to make sure that you have the highest probability of profit. And the stock that I like using this strategy on all the time is ticker symbol TQQQ. Now we can see TQQQ is currently priced at $112, and we can see it is down 5% today. All right, but TQQQ is just a leveraged ETF to the NASDAQ 100. And so if the NASDAQ 100 moves down 1% for the day, then TQQQ would move down about 3%. And then if the NASDAQ were to move up 1%, TQQQ will move up 3%. And so it moves about 3 times the daily move of the NASDAQ 100. Now, the reason I love using the short strangle on this specific stock is because one, because it's a leveraged ETF, we get much higher premiums. And then two, because it follows the NASDAQ 100, we don't typically have to worry about like huge crazy moves like a 20% move in a day or usually even a 10% move, except for on rare occasions. All right, so on a day like today, where let's say a Palantir is down nearly 10%, TQQQ is only down 5%. And what that does is it allows me to see moves coming. And so whenever I need to make any type of adjustments, I have the time to do that without worrying about the stock being up or down 20% in a single day because of some crazy earnings or any single stock risk. And we can see here that the ETF has all of the same companies that the NASDAQ 100 has inside of it. So we have NVDA, Apple, Microsoft, Broadcom, Amazon, Google, Tesla, Google again, Meta, Netflix, Palantir, AMD, etc., etc. All right, so let's go ahead and open up our brokerage and discuss this trade further. But first, I have to give a huge shout out to the sponsors of this video, Moomoo. Now, beyond just being an amazing brokerage and one that has tools way better than most brokerages that I know, right now they have one of the most amazing sign-up offers as well. When you open up an account using the link below in the description, not only can you get up to $1,000 of NVIDIA stock, but you can also get up to an 8.1% APY on your idle funds. And that is just crazy. But what was just added, they added in an additional $100 cash reward. When you open up an account using my link below in the description, you will not find this anywhere else. So make sure that you take advantage of this. But on top of all of that, their mobile platform is next level. Taking a look at their mobile app, so you can see here, you can see a lot of general information such as earnings and earnings calendars and earnings beats and economic calendars. However, what I like most is this investment theme. So if we click on investment themes, here they categorize stocks based on what they're impacted by. And so what I like most is this one that's called Nancy Pelosi Portfolio. Now, if you're not familiar, Nancy Pelosi is a US Congresswoman, and she seems to always select the right stocks right at the right time. And so Moomoo conveniently put all the stocks that she is currently investing in right here on this list for you to see. And so if you just wanted to follow what Nancy Pelosi is doing, you could follow this investment theme in Moomoo. But go ahead, check it out. The link is below in the description. You can get up to 60 free stocks, and you can only get that with this link. So go ahead and click it, and you can thank me later. Now, the next thing we need to do is select our expiration date. I typically always, when options selling, will go within 45 days. Now, that doesn't mean you need to do 45 days out. That just means within 45. So you can select any of these dates, 45, 31, 17, doesn't matter. It just needs to be within 45 days because that is when time decays the fastest for options contracts. But let's say we want to go ahead on out to 45 days. Maybe you still have a 9 to 5 and you're busy and you don't want to even check the market every single day. So maybe I'll come out here to this date that's 45 days out. And the next thing I want to look at is the expected move. So we can see that the expected move says plus or minus $17.80. Well, the expected move is the largest move that the options market currently has priced in for the specific date for the specific stock. So it's saying worst case scenario is that TQQQ moves down $17 or up $17 by this date, 45 days out from now. And so let's go ahead and enter onto the put side first. So I want to subtract 17 from whatever the stock price currently is. And so that will put us around $95. So I'll come down to $95 and we can see we can get paid a pretty large amount. We can get paid anywhere between $395 to $430 right here, right now, just for selling the put side. All right, but let's say we want to be a bit more conservative, right? And typically when I'm doing a short strangle, I will go to a delta of 0.15 or less because I know I'm making money from both sides of the coin, right? So there's no need for me to be greedy and overdo it on either side. And so I'll come down a little bit more and we can see if we get to the 0.15 delta, that'll put us around a strike of 88. And that sounds good for right now. So I'll go ahead and sell that put. And we can see I'll get anywhere between $264 to $305. So let's go ahead and select that. And now we want to go over to the other side, the call side, and do basically the exact same process. And so I'll come over here, and now I want to add $17 to the $112 that it's currently at, and that'll put us around 129. All right, so I'll come out here and we can see the 130 strike is probably the closest. However, that's at a delta of 0.26, and I do not need to be greedy, so I may come down to this delta of 0.15, which will put me right at the strike of $140. And we can see I'll get paid anywhere between $140 to $174 for that side of the coin. So I'll go ahead and I'll sell that one as well. And we officially have our short strangle. All right, and so we come down here, we can see collectively we will collect $441.50 per contract for this one trade. Now, if we look at the P&L curve, then we can see right here that we would just need for the stock price to stay within that range that we set. And as long as it stays within that range, then we make our money and we go about our day. However, if it goes too far to either side, then that becomes a losing situation normally. Now, the way that I manage the trade is I will buy the shares if it goes too far to either side, right? And so if it were to come down and threaten the put, then I will just take assignment of the shares, because when you sell a put, you're just agreeing to buy the shares at that price if the stock price were to drop. And so if it were to drop below my strike price, then I would typically accept assignment and then turn around and sell covered calls. And that is what's called the wheel strategy. All right. And so that is on the downside. However, if it were to continue going up and threatening now the call side, well, in this case, what I typically do is once the stock price gets to within 1% of my strike price, all right, so in this case, we had a $140 strike. So that would put me at about $138.60. If TQQQ stock price were to surpass that, then I would go ahead and buy the shares of the stock, which would make this a covered call essentially, right? So if the stock price were to continue going up, then we are covered on that trade. All right. And so that is how I manage it. And obviously, in order to do that, you would need a decent sized account because you would need to purchase the shares. But if that is not the case for you, then you can always just set a stop loss to kick you out of the trade if the trade were to go against you. All right. Now, a lot of people have not been approved for the top level of options, and you would need that in order to put on this trade because the call side would be considered a naked call. And so if that is not the case for you, or you have a smaller account, or you just don't want to use up as much buying power for this trade, then you could easily turn this short strangle into an iron condor. And so if we go back to the options chain, in order to turn this trade that we already have set up, we already have our short strangle. And so in order to turn this into an iron condor, we just need to buy a put and buy a call further out of the money. And so let's go over to the put side. And so we can see clearly here that we sold to open that $88 strike. And so I just need to buy to open any strike less than. Okay, and how wide you make your credit spreads just depends on, one, your account size, two, how much you're willing to risk for the specific trade. And so let's say for this case that we want to do, let's say a $20 wide credit spread. Right. And so since I sold to open the 88, then I could just come up here and buy to open the 68. All right. So I'll come here and I'll select 68 and it added it to my ticket here. And now I just need to come down and do the same thing on the call side. All right, so we sold to open the $140 call, so I could just buy to open the $160 call. So I'll come down here and I'll click that. All right, and so now we officially have our iron condor. And we can see here, we will make $315, which is just slightly less than the $440 that we were going to make from the short strangle, but it greatly reduces the amount of buying power that you need in order to put on the trade to begin with. All right, and if we look at this max loss, we can see right here that you just need $1,685 in order to put on this trade. And so let's come over here to the P&L curve again. And so same as the short strangle, we just want for the stock price to stay within that range that we set. And as long as it does, then we just make our money and we go about our day. However, if it comes too far to either side, then it becomes a losing situation on either side. But now our max losses are capped, okay? And so this is a strategy that I used in order to build my account to begin with. You simply need a stock that has a decent amount of volatility to it. And so I often did it with Tesla. and that worked out great for me. However, with Tesla, you have single stock risk, right? So if Elon comes out and tweets something that makes the stock move, then you could be in trouble. However, with TQQQ, it automatically eliminates that single stock risk that we talked about. All right, but let me know down in the comments below if you like trading short strangles or iron condors. And if you're looking for a cool community to join, come trade to freedom with us. The link is below in the description. But with that, I will see you guys on the next one. Peace!